official scribe and secretary of the last Khan of Qarabagh, Qarabagh by Mirza Jamal Javanshir, printed in Baku in 1950, Gulistan-e-Iram by Baqihanov, printed in Baku in 1970, and Tarikh-e by Mirza Yusuf. Not only were the Armenian meliks mentioned in these works, but the large presence of Armenians in the five mahals and in Zangezur were noted as well in these books. However, things changed on this. In 1988, following the demands of the Qarabagh Armenians to secede from Azerbaijan and to join Armenia, suddenly a number of Azeri academics, led by Mr. Bunyatov, in order to justify their government's claims regarding Qarabagh, rushed to prove that the Armenian population of Qarabagh had arrived there only after 1828, after the Treaty of Turkmenchay, and thus had no historical claim to the region of Qarabagh. Lacking any sources written in Azeri, since, as I said, Azeri alphabet was created only in the 20th century, they had to rely on Persian, Arabic, or Russian sources. To their horror, they found that not only had ancient and medieval Greek, Roman, Arab, Persian sources, I have them if you're interested, Ptolemy, Strabo, Cassius, Estakhri, Mostofi, Khordadze, Muqaddasi, Talazuri, I can go on and on. All of these, not only as well as modern Russian, German, and English historians, geographers, and travelers, placed Qarabagh in historic Armenia, but that the Armenians had formed a large part of the population of Qarabagh centuries prior to 1828. Even more irritating was the fact that local Muslim historians, the ones I just mentioned before, living on the territory of what later became the Azerbaijan Republic, had clearly indicated a strong Armenian presence in Qarabagh prior to 1828, or had placed the region within the territory of historic Armenia. Therefore, in order to substantiate their political claim, Bunyatov and his fellow academics chose to set aside all scholarly objectivity and printed new versions of Tarikh-e Qarabagh of Mirza Jamal, of Tarikh-e, etc., etc., deleting all references to the Armenians. Very simple. These are primary sources, and these are academics and historians. I understand if politicians or journalists do something like that, that's common. But generally, you do not see serious historians to do this. So, I'll give you just a few examples. In the 1989 edition of Tarikh-e Qarabagh, the lines "Ba'ahl an sha'r dar qadim Armani budand," which means the population of that city in ancient times were Armenians, completely deleted. Now, the original Persian and Russian edition of Baqihanov, and that's important, reads, "The borders of Shirvan province are, in the east, the Caspian Sea, in the northwest, the Kuril, which separates Shirvan from Armenia and the Mugan steppe. Baqihanov, who the Azeris called the father of their history, the Institute of History is named after him, squarely places the lands south of the Kur, that is Qarabagh, within Armenia." But of course, the new edition, 1991, the word Armenia is removed. Instead, it says, "Separate Shirvan and the Mugan steppe." Armenia doesn't exist. In the new edition of Hasan Jalalian, all references to Armenia is absent. The word Armenia is replaced by Albanian. All references to the Armenians in the 15th century German traveler's account. 4 chapters are